Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. All the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast. You know, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot us a quick call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. And shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. This code can only be applied to first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I'm not sure about you, but I'm gonna go ahead and create me a website and then use that promo code. Now look, bro, NBA season obviously is done. NBA basketball is just about done. We're moving on from that. But before we go and leave away the NBA and basketball in general for a good amount of time, I got one last thing for y'all and one last puzzle to put together for the sake of basketball. So here we are, bro. We got to put together a starting five using movie characters from all basketball movies. And I'm telling you right now, I know I got the most legitimate starting five out of all basketball movies here, because starting off, I got the head coach of my team here. We got Coach Carter. Ken Carter will be coaching this team here. And that man, he knows how to run a program. Come on now, let's be honest. Coach Ken Carter from Coach Carter knows how to run a program. He's going to make sure everybody's disciplined. He's going to make sure the guys can shoot, they play defense, and they're going to damn sure take care of their responsibilities on and off the court. So Coach Ken Carter is definitely going to be leading his team on the defensive end. Happy about having him. But starting off at the one, I wish I had some Michael Jordan music right now. But starting off at the one, for my point guard, I'm going to go with Uncle Drew. He will be leading my team at the one. Uncle Drew, from the movie Uncle Drew, will be the starting point guard of my team. We know, look, Uncle Drew, he's a little old. He got some age on him now. He's an old man. But when he's warmed up, you can't deny what he can do on the floor. Uncle Drew is a bucket when he's warmed up. He can shoot, he can get to the cup, he can do everything that Kyrie Irving can do. It's almost as if they're the same person. Anyway, look, so got Kyrie at number one. Uncle Drew really at number one. Number two, I'm going Jesus Shuttlesworth from He Got Game. Bro is a pure bucket. No arguments about who could be better than him at the two right now. If you look at Jesus from He Got Game, bro was crazy. He was a crazy bucket. He had a shot. He could go to the rim, can dunk. He was agile, could play off the ball, on the ball. I mean, what better guy could you ask for at the shooting guard position? So I'm going Jesus Shuttlesworth at the two. Number three, I'm going Shep from above the rim, because Shep was a bucket. Shep is a physical guy. He can play physical if he needs to. He plays defense, got the lockdown, a little bit older, so brings a veteran presence as well. So gotta go with Shep. And then four, we going Bo Cruz from Hustle, the Adam Sandler movie. He's a bucket. He was a bucket, and he's a hard worker. We seen Bo Cruz do all the hard work from behind the scenes, so we know exactly what he's gonna bring to a team. So I gotta have Bo Cruz in there to go ahead work out at the four. And then number five here, we got a specialty guy at number five, Neon from Blue Chips, also played by Shaquille O'Neal. I got a dominant force in the paint with Neon. And I think all together, I know it's some guys, some honorable mentions that I could throw in here, but I think this five between Uncle Drew, Jesus Shuttlesworth, Shep, Bo Cruz, and Neon, this group can mesh very, very well together, bro. I thought about one of the guys I left out, Quincy McCall from Love and Basketball. I was gonna add him in here, but I really just don't like his attitude. I don't want that kind of guy on my team. And when you talk about skill and what a guy can do with the ball, he wasn't really like that. Quincy was good, but he wasn't really He ain't had the moves on him like these other guys do, bro. He wasn't no pure basketball player like a Jesus Shuttlesworth or a Shep, so that's why I didn't want him. But there was another guy. I went back and forth on this. because Billy Hoyle from White Men Can't Jump, oh, he was a bucket. He was nice. He was nice. And then also, too, you got Sidney Dean. You could have added in there, but I didn't want Sidney Dean. I don't like the way he plays ball from a team perspective. I don't think it would have been good for the morale on the team to have him. But a guy like Sidney Dean or a guy like Billy Hoyle, he needs his bread. I mean, he's going to be out there hustling. He got kids on the way. He got all kind of stuff that he's going through. So I need Billy in. He's a shooter. He's a shooter. So you got to have some shooting on the floor. Another guy I really, really wanted on the team, he was almost my starting point guard, but I was about to go Calvin Cambridge at the 1. Calvin Cambridge, come on now. Dude was a bucket. He was only 4'10", but bro had crazy work when he had the sneakers on. He had some crazy work with the sneakers. So I thought about Calvin Cambridge. He was small, but he had ups. He could shoot. He could score, create space. He played defense. But Uncle Drew, I had to put Uncle Drew there. Uncle Drew, from there, he definitely wins. But Calvin Cambridge was from like Mike, and he was a bucket there. But there was a couple of different guys, man. But ultimately, I think my starting 5 is probably the best starting 5 that you'll find. I don't think anybody can beat that starting 5. But look, man, hey, don't even go nowhere, because you know what? We got another side note coming up. And this side note, we got to jump over the NFL season, because things is heating up in the NFL. And I'm going to leave you with this, bro. The best 5 quarterbacks. So let's take a quick break. Let's jump into it, and then we'll come back with the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL that's currently playing right now. All right, look, so a quick side note here. Got the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. We're coming at you with another list. So sit down, get comfortable, really attain this information, because I promise you, this is about to be the most accurate top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL list you've ever seen. And I'm going to just tell you like this. Number 1, obviously, you got to sit at number 1, Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be number 1 because the things he does with the ball is absolutely incredible. We're yet to see anybody play the quarterback position like he has done throughout his career so far. So Pat Mahomes, of course, number 1. Number 2, we're going Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is at number 2 in the top 5 quarterback list, because Lamar Jackson can do any and everything with the football, and he's a dual threat quarterback who can throw the ball very, very accurately. A lot of people sleep on his arm because his legs are so well and so valuable to that Ravens team. But when Lamar Jackson drops back and actually throws the ball, it's 9 times out of 10 very accurate, and he's putting it exactly where it needs to be. Lamar Jackson is also very smart with the ball, and he's very smart when making decisions on who he's going to target the ball to at the quarterback position and who's open at wide receiver. So Lamar Jackson definitely going to be number 2 on that list. And number 3, I actually surprised myself with this, because, oh man, it was wild to me. I don't know how I got this, but really thinking about this list, I want to erase all biases, and I got to go. Number 3 here is Dak Prescott as the top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott is sitting at number 3. And before you talk about, oh, Dak isn't clutch, Dak isn't this, Dak isn't that, I got to tell you something that Dak is. Because Dak was number 1 in completions last year. He had the 2nd highest completion percentage last year. And he was number 1 of those who played more than 10 games in the season last year. Oh, don't forget, Dak was number 1 in passing touchdowns, 2nd in yards thrown all last season, and then he said he was going to throw less than 10 interceptions. And what did he do? He threw less than 10 interceptions, which was less than Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, you name the guy, and I promise you that Dak Prescott threw less interceptions than him. So based on what I've seen from this man last year and the previous years, I think Dak Prescott is definitely up there in that top 5 quarterback conversation. Yeah, I know his team doesn't succeed in the playoffs. They don't win in the playoffs, and that's tough to do. But it doesn't always come down to being his fault. A lot of times when we see the confusion with the Cowboys, I think it comes from above. I think it comes from the tone not being set and just guys being on different pages. But that's something that your head coach has to make sure they look at and lock down and tear it apart, make sure it's okay. Other than that, nah, man, Dak definitely does his job, and it's clear. It's all right there in the numbers that he does his job. And looking at the play, he even does his job. He puts the ball where it needs to be. But sometimes the defense doesn't step up. Sometimes receivers are dropping passes that could be extremely pivotal in the game. So can't put everything on Dak Prescott. He's sitting at number 3 in that top 5 quarterback conversation. Number 4, we're going Joe Burrow. A lot of people forgot about this guy. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. I think he's one of the smartest quarterbacks that we have in the NFL right now, especially for a guy who's still so young in the league. But, I mean, he tends to always be very accurate, but because of the injuries that he's had over the previous few years, a lot of people forgot that he has a rocket on his arm, can throw far, he can throw close, he can throw middle, or he can throw like a mid-range distance. But either way, wherever he's throwing the ball, it's always going to be accurate for Joe Burrow. And I think he also makes the correct decisions when he's looking down the field in terms of who he's going to target and who he's going to throw the ball to. So got to go Joe Burrow there. And then at number 5, I'm going another guy here who's an experienced vet, Jared Goff. He is sitting at number 5 in the top 5 quarterbacks conversation. This is an experienced veteran who's clearly shown that he can see the field well, win ball games, and get the ball where it needs to be very accurately. A lot of guys right now in the league are struggling to get the ball places where it needs to be in an accurate and timely manner. Jared Goff has proven when he was with the Rams and when he was with the Lions that he can continue to get the ball where it needs to be accurately in a timely manner. Now, I know there were some names left out of here. There were some big names that people really care about. But above all, my top 5 is still going to be Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, and Jared Goff as the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. People who I missed, let's touch on it really quick. Jalen Hurts. He was one of those guys that I missed. Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback to me. Jalen Hurts was 3rd in interceptions last year. And to me, he's big because of where he plays, not necessarily because of his play. Jalen Hurts has not done anything that has shown me over the years that, oh, this guy is the best quarterback in the league. He's not top 10 in passing. He throws multiple interceptions game after game and season after season. He's been sitting in that top 5, top 7 range of interceptions for the previous few years. So I can't put Jalen Hurts up there as a top 5 quarterback when he has not been performing. It's the city of Philadelphia and the Eagles as a whole that's been performing. And because Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for a team like the Eagles, that's why he gets so much recognition. It's not because of his play. So Jalen Hurts, absolutely not a top 5 quarterback. Got to leave him out of that conversation. Another guy who was tough and people are going to complain about, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not a top 5 quarterback. Very inaccurate at times and very inconsistent at times. Yes, he plays very well at times as well. He can run the ball. For a white guy, hey, that's good. You don't see too many white quarterbacks running the ball and getting where they got to go. But I'll give him credit. Josh Allen, he gets to where he got to go. I mean, he makes good plays. He's a great quarterback. Not saying he's bad, but it's just to be in that top 5 conversation, I need to see consistency and I need to see your timing with your receivers on par and I need to see it clicking or at least give me something. But Josh Allen, I think he's been mad overrated for the previous few years. And there was multiple games where it's shown that he was overrated because they lost because of him. So Josh Allen, another guy. Jordan Love, I think he's going to be there. Tough break for him, but he picked it up later on in the season. I think he'll definitely be good and be a top 5 quarterback in this league at some point. Tua Tagovailoa, another guy who I think will be a top 5 quarterback in this league. Brock Purdy had a great season. CJ Stroud, one of the guys I really debated going back and forth on CJ Stroud. I know he's just a rookie or second year now, but CJ Stroud showed out last year. He did his thing, man. He definitely balled out, and for most rookies, it's rare that you see that, and especially with Jordan Love, too. I mean, this was his debut season as a starting quarterback, and he played really well as also. So, it's tough, but there was a lot of guys out there, but above all, No, man, that top five quarterbacks, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, and Jared Goff are those top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Anyway, look, man, we got some news and stuff coming up. Stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to come along. Go ahead, listen to the rest of that. Anyway, go ahead, shoot us a quick voicemail call. If you heard something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot us a call, 219-413-9405, and we'll play your take back on our next episode. Look, yeah, go ahead, check out that next episode. We got some more topics, college football, and also some sports news coming up in just a second. It's halftime.